Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the beautiful Arnor GP. It's Versa on pole as we await the lights. And it is lights out and away we go. Light getting a good start there. So does Mr. Spooky Anthony, trying to get a position down the outside, which slowly becomes the outside now. Through the S's they go, approaching the hairpin. Light challenging for that second position. Lots of cars bumping each other around, and it looks like Tyler gets spun sideways. Very unfortunate for him. And Marshall is unfortunate enough to see the grass for the start of the lap.
Mr. Brian watching the battle of his teammate and Jimbo ahead. Looks like Jimbo sending a move down the inside. He's going to leave enough space for Spooky as he just does, but that's going to leave it open for Brian. He's now going to battle his teammate into the final chicane. He's going to try and stick it around the outside. It gives him the inside for the next corner. Will leave space for his teammate as he does, but that also leaves them vulnerable for Anthony behind, who might try and pick up the scraps here. Zazzle also in that battle. Zazzle boxed in though, so he shouldn't be able to gain that much. But let's see who gets ahead into the S's. Anthony's cursing into Brian, so that's going to lose him some time. Azazel gets ahead of him. Now they're going to go towards the hairpin. Azazel may be looking to find a dive bomb here as they all just settle behind. And we've got Vampire sending a move on the Mercedes. Will he make it stick? It doesn't seem like they do. Now we see the Ferraris in the first sector. Brian's going to be sending a move around the outside of his teammates. He gets that move done nice and early. Having a very exciting race so far.
It has been an exciting start indeed as we hop on board with Skittles now, with Aston Martin trying to take home a point for the team. He looks to be on the attack, attacking Anthony into the middle sector. Anthony not fighting that back too hard. He does take a peek around the outside, peeking around the inside as well. Looks like Skittles is going to hold on to the position for now. Azazel now trying to challenge for 7th position. He doesn't get it yet, but he's going to go for the move now into the chicane as Anthony challenges Skittle back for the position, and it looks like Namas is going to put Skittles under some pressure as well, but looks like Skittles is going to get ahead. Namas in 12th, looking for 11th down the main straight as we go into the next lap. Skittles with that 9th position that he stole from Anthony, now looking for an 8th position. Deep dive down the inside, very scrappy between these two here. Anthony watching the battle ahead of him, trying to make a move.
Anthony now going to be looking for a move on the outside as they go through wide into the bush corner. As Anthony gets past both of them, but will he have enough curse as that's Skittles pushing Spooky onto the slowdown. Now Namas in the chicane might be looking for a move. Skittles will get back on Anthony. Of course, Anthony using a bit more curse. Skittles does get ahead of him now. Will Anthony try and make a move in the hairpin?
As we hop on board with Azazel, who is making a move down the inside on Mr. Brian. Mr. Brian trying to hold on, and it looks like he's trying to hold on a little bit too much, and he gets pushed off into the grass. Skittles in the Aston Martin taking advantage of that costly mistake from Mr. Brian. And it looks like Mr. Brian is going to use what energy he has to try to get that position back. But no, Skittles is able to maintain that 7th position. Skittles in the Aston Martin slowly climbing the order in this race today. Azazel looking for a move on this driver here, using as much curb as he can, using entry curb, as much of that exit as he can. Very clean into the 135 here. Entering the middle sector, it looks like Skittles is right behind Azazel. You can see his front wing, but the driver head crashes. Mr. Brian, Skittles, and Azazel both go through. And Anthony in 9th position. Not having the best race. He's had better. Trying to make a move there, tapping the car ahead and gaining the position. I'm not sure what the stewards will say about that as we hop on board with Spooky into the hairpin, taking advantage of a mistake done from the Mercedes. And Marshall down in 13th.
Skittles, will he make a move through the left-right? He's going to try and take the inside now. He's going to try and get side-by-side into the hairpin. Will he get the move done? Doesn't quite get side-by-side yet, but he should be launching a move. Will he leave space on the outside? And he does. That means he gets the place. But Azazel going to use a bit of curse here to get ahead of him into the chicane. But that will leave him vulnerable on the straight. Let's see if Skittles gets this move done. He's going to pull to this inside here and then use up all that curse as he gets past Azazel just before the line there, as now they should be battling into the first sector. Skillmax looking for a move into the first hairpin as he's setting it up through the S's. Cursing a bit down the inside, sends the inside, but Versa will get the switchback, meaning you will have the inside for the next corner. That means they're going to be going side by side into the bush corner. Who's going to have the most balls here? As Light coming down the inside and giving him a bit of contact. That looks like he's going to have the play. Skillmax cursing a bit, getting ahead of him. Now all three of them going to be going tail to tail into the chicane. Who's going to get ahead by the middle of the straight? As we see now, Versa going to be looking for a move around the outside, and we have Texi coming in now as well as Lights ahead. Texi getting the inside now on Skillmax, but he's going to get the outside here, and that leaves Versa with the advantage. Versa getting ahead of Texi. Now we've got a 4-man battle going into the hairpin. That's going to be Versa on the inside. Will he send a move on Skillmax? He does. Will he leave space? And he does. Texi going for a switchback. Taps Versa, which pushes Skillmax off the track. That means that's going to be a 1-2 now for Red Bulls. We've got Skillmax going side by side now with Skittles in the chicane. Skillmax should have a bit more curse, but who knows? Maybe the slowdown has messed up his curse line as we get Skittles sending it past Skillmax now. Of course, Skittles on the mediums and Skillmax on the hards, so Skittles is going to have a bit more pace in him. But now going into the S's. Skittles now getting ready to try and make a move into the final hairpin on Versa. So he's going to try and look for the inside here. So he gets way more than alongside him. But Versa going to go for the switchback. Great move from Versa to stay ahead then. That's going to be great defense. Will Skittles try and look for it in the chicane? He's a bit far behind and he's not making a move there. But Skillmax trying to make it look down the inside of the second part of the chicane, sorry. But he doesn't actually make the move. But that's going to be Azazel sending it now on Skillmax. So Skillmax going to be boxed in. Might be overtake complete for Azazel there. So we see, Skillmax giving him a bit of a push, and that's going to be the place for Skillmax, but we'll see what the stewards think about that. As Skittles sends a massive dive bomb into Versa as he keeps the place, gives him enough space, and that's a move done by Skittles.
As we hop on board now with Skillmax, a lightning quick driver in his own right, on the hunt, looking to get potentially into the podium positions, trying to make a move down the inside into the final corner here. Versatile, who started on pole, not doing so great, now down in 5th with Skillmax ahead of him. Challenging for position down the main straight, going on to lap 13 now. Side by side they go into the S's. Looks like Skillmax is going to hold on. There could be contact. It's side by side into the hairpin, and Skillmax is able to outbrake Versa in the Williams. Versa still trying to hold on to that rear wing.
Now we've got Namus eyeing up another move into the hairpin. We're going to get Azazel moving to the inside. Namus going to try and make the long way around the outside. He goes for a switchback. Azazel with a horrible exit, and that's Namus through, sorry. But Azazel going to make a move back onto the inside of the chicane. Will he give enough space? Seems like he does. Namus going to have the advantage, but Tyler with a huge switchback there. He might have slammed his teammate into the wall there. But that's going to be a huge double overtake for Tyler there, but we'll see if the stewards allow him to keep that. This is Namus. Bit off track there, but he does get ahead of Tyler into the S's. Skittles now going to try and get the move done on Versa, who should be coming out of the pits now as we see him there on Skittles' inside. Skittles is going to be ahead of him. Of course, Versa's going to have the fresher tyres and might be able to make a move in the first sector. So looking to get side by side, we're going to have the blue flag in the way here, but Versa setting a move in the inside. That's a great blue flag from Meowcat there. But Versa does get that move done nice and early there.
The pack is really mixing up as we hop on board with Texi in the Red Bull looking for a win, and it looks like his hopes for the win have just gone down the drain. He hits the wall at the hairpin in the final sector, and he has no front wing now, as Skillmax in 3rd position will soon be in 2nd as Texi now tries to use what? And Versa goes ahead.
So we can see Texi clearly lost his front wing there. Gonna come into the pits now to hopefully repair it. Oh, and he's hit the wall again. What is he doing? It's going for a 3-point turn now in the pits, and that's going to be even more time lost for him. Now Tyler looking for a move into the hairpin. Send it on the inside. Skittles gets the better of him with the grip on the outside, but he does lose his rear a bit there. Now Tyler going to be looking for another move onto Skittles. Skittles' tyres might be a little burnt here, but he sends the inside. Oh, Skittles sends it back on him.
It has been an exciting race as we come towards the end now. Light boosting down the final straight. He is the man. He wins at Arnor as Skillmax will come home to take 2nd position with Versatile, who started pole position, having to settle in 3rd. Mr. Bryan with a solid 4th. As we hop on board now with Tyler, who comes up to the final hairpin of the race, trying to get a position, and it looks like he screwed himself with that one. Skittles trying to push through Azazel and Skittles side by side, and it looks like Azazel is going to break late into the final chicane. It's going to be a drag race to the end, and it looks like Skittle just has a little bit of more juice in his tank as they both cross the finish line. Tyler going from 8th to 11th. What a diabolical race.